Many objects we build on a regular basis can be built by putting together various 3D primitives. In other cases, you may have some 3D primitives that you've done some basic modeling to and would like to use it as the starting point of a more complex 3D model. One way to accomplish this is to use a tool called ProBoolean. ProBoolean is a compound object that takes a base object and allows you to perform Boolean functions, such as union, subtraction, and intersection, in order to create a more complex object. In this lesson, you'll create a hollow T-pipe with the end of one section of the pipe threaded. In the 3ds Max interface, click on the Application button. From the drop-down menu, click Open. Navigate to the Chapter 3 subdirectory. Select the file chapter3 ProBoolean01.max, and then press Open to open the file. Once the file opens, you'll see a series of objects that form all the elements required to create a hollowed-out T-pipe with the end of one section threaded. For this operation, we'll be using the realistic viewport rendering method. This provides a very high-quality shaded viewport for us to work with. First, select the object Pipe Section 1 in the viewport. In the Command panel, make sure you're in the Create panel. If not, click on the Create tab. Make sure the Geometry option is selected. Click on the Geometry drop-down by clicking the down arrow on the right-hand side of the Standard Primitives option. Choose Compound Object from the drop-down list. In the Compound Object Type rollout, click the ProBoolean button. ProBoolean works in a much different way than the original 3ds Max Boolean command. The ProBoolean allows you to incorporate multiple objects in a single Boolean command. Each object within the ProBoolean may use a different Boolean type, providing a complete result from one ProBoolean operation. In the Command panel, click in an open area and drag the panel up just a little bit. The first operation we're going to do is to union the two outer sections of the pipe together. In the Parameters rollout, select the Union operation. In order to create a union with another object, click the Start Picking button. In the viewport, carefully select the blue object named Pipe Section 2. This will union these two objects together into a single unified object. To see what this looks like a little better, click on the Viewport Shading menu and select Edged Faces from the drop-down menu. We can see that these two objects have been joined together by looking at the seam created by the union. If you accidentally deselect the object, you can click on the Modify panel to continue the operation. Let's go ahead and do that anyway. In the Command panel, click on the Modify tab. Let's expand the Command panel in order to make it easier for us to work with. Place your cursor on the left-hand side of the Command panel and click and drag to the left until a second Command panel pane opens up. This lets us see both the Pick Boolean rollout and the Parameters rollout at the same time. Now we're going to subtract the remaining components to create the hollow section and the threads of the pipe. In the Parameters rollout, choose the Subtraction option, and then click the Start Picking button. In the viewport, click on the object Pipe Cutout 1. Notice when you click on the object, it hollows out the long section of the pipe. Next, click on the Pipe Cutout 2 object to hollow out the interior of the other section of pipe. Make sure you don't right-click the mouse. This will deactivate the picking option. Click on the Threads object. This will cut the threads out of the end of the short section of the pipe. Click on the Viewport Shading menu, turn off the Edged Faces option, use the Alt key plus the middle mouse button to rotate around the hollow T-pipe intersection you just created and take a look at the completed object. Click on the Application button in the upper left-hand side. From the drop-down menu, click Save As. In the lower right-hand side of the Save File As dialog, click the Increment on Save button to save the file with an incremental file name. If you're asked to overwrite a file, go ahead and overwrite it.